Welcome friends, it is I, Hi-Rez, and it's time for a Sunday vlog. This one should be shorter than usual just because there's not a lot to talk about, but maybe I'll fill time anyway because it's me. In the background we're going to see a Baka vlog, and as we know, me with Baka in the arena is ridiculous, so it's going to be some fine play by me. Golf claps all around. What is there to talk about? Okay, let's see here. Heba was going to be the next mage guide. I've canceled that. That slow was way too important to him in my opinion. He actually is not as great as he used to be. And until we see something develop for him, he's not happening. So we're going to do Zhonghui instead after the Hercules guide. So we'll see how that goes coming up. Now, there is a bit of a problem. That is, I don't know what's going on, but Conquest has just not been very fruitful lately. out of every 5 games, I'm the one who drops the ball. And I'm getting a lot of games where it's just not me. It's, okay, I'm getting games where 1 out of 5 games, it's my fault. I make a dumb mistake, I make a bad play, or I just didn't do enough and I lose it. The other 4 games, somebody else is dropping the ball. Sometimes it's the support, sometimes it's the solo, sometimes it's the jungler, sometimes it's rarely the ADC. They're usually pretty smart about it. You know what? I'm wrong. Sometimes they get in too deep and they get their ass killed too. Forget it. Everyone makes mistakes. But it's happening so often in Conquest, I'm not making anything good. Like, I keep getting 10-minute surrenders. Like, I'm not even, like, sometimes it's not even me. Like, it's not me surrendering. Sometimes we just see some really bad surrenders. I was in a game where Arachne went 11-0 in the first 10 minutes. And she made sure everyone was down. Like, she was killing the entire team. And it was like, okay, yeah, this is a good time to surrender because we're not going to get ahead of anything because she's doing a good play. She was counter jungling very well. She was keeping everyone under towers. She did her game very strongly. That one we had to surrender, and that was just not so great. And the reason why that one happened is because our mid kept going deep and getting caught. Like, he got caught so many times that Arachne was able to get ahead from just killing him. And after that, she just killed everyone else. And it's like, yeah, you need to surrender that. But they're just, I don't know. Conquest is just, I don't know. Just a lot of people dropping balls, setting things up for other people, and they just don't show up, or just, Conquest just ain't happening right now, so I'm not getting any quality games out of it at all. Like, I'm not even getting long games out of it. I'm just getting, torturous bad games. So we're not seeing a lot of Conquest right now, so I gotta do more Conquest games when I have time and try to get some out, because we're seeing a lot of Arena, and there should be a balance between the two. I've already got some Arena games ready to go, but I need to make more Conquest games, because we just got too many Arena games right now. It's got to be a balance of those two, so I got to work on that. But for time constraints, it's always going to go to Arena. Arena is shorter. I can do more Arena games than I do compared to Conquest games. And I'm just able to do more with more gods in that mode than I can in Conquest. The thing about Arena, of course, is, well, it's a big fighting thing in Arena. And because of that, you don't have a planning phase that you don't have a laning phase or planning phase to do. It's always just combat. And nearly any god can be very destructive in that, and I do pretty well with that. Conquest, of course, you got to do your laning phase, you got to farm up, you got to do this and that, you got to rely on other people to not mess things up. In Arena, you still rely on people, but not as much in Arena. It's still a team fighting thing, but you can still do pretty well on your own in Arena. Conquest, not as much. And so I'm just seeing that, people just dropping the ball, or sometimes it's me dropping the ball. And it gets really frustrating when that's all that's happening. Like, things rarely are clicking right now, and I don't know what's going on. Even when I'm playing with viewers, sometimes it's not them, sometimes it is them, it's just, something just doesn't click. And it just keeps happening. So we're not seeing a lot of Conquest right now. Like, well, balls, just balls. But, see if I can get some now with see about Zhonghui. I gotta learn how to do Zhonghui a little bit better. Haven't played Zhonghui in months. So... see how I learn how to do him again, and do well with that. Probably check out some meta builds, see how they work out. See my own spin on how to play them, and see what I feel works for a beginner. That's what it's all about, like, doing my interpretation, looking at the pro interpretation, seeing what I think works for a beginner. That's basically it. What is the safest route for them to play until they can learn how to play him a bit more on the edge, like a little more, you can play him. The thing is, when you first play a god, you should play them safe. You need to understand them, play them safe, get a good idea how to play them, and then after you understand them well, then you can take the risk. That's really what it is. You can make this analogy to, I guess, skateboarding. Right? First thing you gotta do is learn how to actually stand on that thing without falling off it. Then if you want to do tricks, you gotta learn how to do some of the smaller tricks. And then once you have a really good understanding of how to handle that skateboard, then you can take the risk of doing tricks on half pipes and stuff like that. The stuff that will get you hurt if you F it up. Like, you don't just do half pipe the first day. You don't do the stuff that will get you beat up the first day. You play it safe, you understand how it works, and if you're natural, you can do a little bit more, but you don't take the risky stuff the first day. That's it. And that's how the beginner guides are. The safe way to understand these gods, to learn these gods, a lot of ideas on how to do it, and then eventually when you get better, you can do the riskier stuff. That's why Amazon Cobb is a very passively suggested person, suggesting Swarm over Honey. Honey's good, but it requires more understanding and management, while Swarm is pretty straightforward. And then later on, when you get better at the game, you can try to do an aggressive Amazon Cobb. You can try to do more of the Honey style, which takes a little bit more work and stuff like that. While as Swarm is better for beginners with Amazon Cobb. And then Hercules, going to see him in a suggestion for Soul Lane. While Hercules can be played everyone but ADC, Hercules can do jungle very well, he can do mid very well, he can do support very well. It requires really good accuracy for support though. You have to be very accurate and not get killed because you're not tanky yet. But solo is his safest spot because it is the safest lane in the game. And it's mostly one-to-one combat unless the jungler comes a little bit, but even then you have a lot of good survivability because you're Hercules. And that's why I suggest that for him. I might be talking a bit too fast here on my thoughts. Let's see here. It's it for Smite. Oh, the other thing, the showcase. Good job to Spiff Sinister. Really good job there. It was a pretty funny video he made. And either this Friday is going to be another showcase or the patch notes. They're not sure which one it's going to be. And regardless, I have a little bit of free time, so I want to try to get a video done for the showcase. We didn't get one done for the first two. Like, we didn't do, I don't even remember the first topic and then the Xbox topic. We didn't have the time to do anything for those, but now we have time to do this third one, and I want to do it, so hopefully we get to work on it and make something out of it. And I got a fun idea. I can't wait to try to do it, and hopefully we get it done in time, because it should be awesome. I think it'll be awesome. That or not is great. It all depends on a couple things, and you'll see what it is as soon as it comes out. But it requires, you'll see. It requires certain skills, and I don't know if I have them yet. I'm sure Jinx has her skill set ready, but I don't know if I have the skills necessary for what needs to be done for this. But we'll see how well it goes when it comes up. So look forward to that, hopefully, unless we don't do it. I really hope we do it. And then we got other projects. There's a lot of projects being worked on right now. Oh, shoot. There's one I've been holding back a little bit because of school and stuff. At all times, if I'm not working on maybe like 3 or 5 projects, I don't feel like I'm being productive. And we got a lot of projects to work on, so... And most of them they're in different stages. I got 2 projects near done. And then there's other stages that are in development phase. And that's just how it goes. You staggering the projects and getting them done as we go. And there you go with that. What else? Anything else? I don't know if there's anything else. I'm trying to think here. Smite related. Anything else Smite related? Oh yeah, Tuesday. Stream with Remedies is going to be later than normal. Because Remedies can only stream later on in the day. So we're going to do that with her later on in the day. It'll be at 6 p.m. PST minus 8 GMT instead of the usual 2 o'clock. And we're not going to stream at 2 o'clock on Tuesday. It'll be at 6 o'clock. So there you go with that. Gives me more time to study and prepare for other things, so that'll be good. And yeah. Yeah, that's everything Smite related. Channel related. The next LP's coming up. And it's a fun game. Very fun game. I got to work on my entertainment skills. I'm very self-conscious about it. I think I was pretty entertaining in Wolfenstein. But this next LP is a different beast, and I gotta work on being entertaining with that. I think I'm kind of entertaining, but I think I could be a lot more entertaining if I could find the way to be in that series. And we'll see how that goes. And then just debating what the next series will be. Will it be Shadows of Mordor? I looked at Lichdom, not gonna be Lichdom. Maybe Alien Isolation. I got to play Alien Isolation at Comic-Con. It was intense, very fun. The only problem is it's very short. It's like only like, I think they said maybe 2 or 3 hours. It's a pretty short LP for a $60 game. So I don't know, I'm a bit worried about that, but I don't actually know how long Shadows of Mordor is going to be. But what worries me about Shadow of Mordor is it's a Lord of the Rings game, and Lord of the Rings games are notoriously a bit in the meh area. I like the EA games, but they were very simple games, and also I was way younger then. I don't know, they probably feel a bit more shallow now, but EA games, Lord of the Rings games have never been all that great, is the problem. That's really the worry there. And they're not doing early reviews for Shadow of Mordor. That's the other thing that worries me is no one's allowed to do an early review of it. Like, no one's being given codes, so we're not going to be able to see it until release date, and that worries me as well, because usually when you see that, that's not a good sign. That's never a good sign. When a company is comfortable in letting you see the game early, then you know it's a good game. Like, that's a really good indicator. When a company is not comfortable with that, you don't know. You have no idea. But it's usually more worrying than not. and so I'm worried. So we only have so much to put down on a AAA game. So is it going to be Shadows? Is it going to be Alien Isolation? Is it going to be something else? I don't know. I really don't know. But we have to be smart with what we buy, and we'll have to see in the future. On a different side thing, Wasteland 2 released, and you'll see a video on that eventually. I don't think, you see a one-shot on that. Wasteland 2 is great, and you'll see me loving up and explaining Wasteland 2 in the one-shot coming up. It is a really good game, and, was it Jinx kickstarted, which is why we were able to play it early, and it's a good game. It's a really good game. It's a different game. I wish I could LP that, but that's not a game you can LP. It's a very different game. It's a bit, there's a lot of reading. It's a lot of reading. That's not really something you put up for an LP. But it's a fun game, and I'll probably be spending a bit of time on that game. This one-shot was Aeternum. Aeternum is a bullet hell, and not everyone likes bullet hells, but it's a really good game for bullet hell fans. If you like bullet hells, you'll enjoy it a lot. If you don't like bullet hells, well, balls. You won't like it as much, but it's a pretty good game. That's why we did the one-shot on it. That's what the one-shots are, is a mix of the indie stuff of, did you know about this game? And a mix of AAA, which is why we did Sniper Elite, and why we're going to do Wasteland 2. I consider Wasteland 2 AAA in a way, because it is from a company that has made quite a few games, and they know what they're doing, and it's a big-size game, so I think it's more AAA? Mix of indie and AAA? I don't know anymore. You know what? Let's not try to figure that out right now. What else? I think that's it. I think that's all the channel stuff. I should mention the Patreon. That's a thing. And with the funds on that, we're able to... that's why we're being able to buy AAA games, because the funds from the Patreon allow us to buy a AAA game a month, which is why we're looking at Shadows of Mordor or Alien Isolation. And the more money that goes there, the more things we can do with that. And that'll be in the link in the description. Let's talk about concepts here. Performance? No, performance no. Performance goes into professionalism and community, I guess. And I'm the entertainer, so there should be a level of professionalism in entertainment from me. And for the most part, I think I do it well. The only time I don't do it well is the streams when things get really low and I am not having too much fun. I made the mistake of doing that yesterday. Yesterday, we played for 3 hours, and I decided to do a 4th hour, despite being very hungry, because some people didn't get to play a match yet. And I feel bad when people don't get to play a match, so I held up for another hour to do it. But I was hungry as hell, and I was getting tired. So we're fighting a Loki in the last game of Arena on the stream, and that Loki was pissing me off. I was visibly getting pissed off at this guy. I held in the curse words at least, but I was very unhappy fighting this Loki. And so I'm just, son of a bitch, just yelling again and again, like, God, really hate this guy. Like, the whole game, I don't know if it was very entertaining or not, because some people do get entertained by negativity in a way, but I don't know. I don't think that was very entertaining, and that's my mistake for playing while hungry and while tired. But I just wanted to entertain more people a little bit longer, and that was my mistake. I gotta know when to fold them, basically. Know when to pack it in, and just do something else or entertain another day. And that's just a note on me to improve there. I think with the Kylax stream, I did a bit better there because I was more with Kylax instead of talking over Kylax. We'll see how things go with remedies. So doing well there. And community is... I think I'm doing pretty good on community in a way. I respond to nearly every comment that is made on all the videos. I respond to a lot of comments. I'm engaging with the community a lot. I'm doing a lot of the tweeting. You guys can talk to me a bit on the Twitter and everything, guys. You can do that. Also in the comments. I try to address nearly every comment. If I just don't have anything for a comment, I won't say anything. But you'll see in the comments, like, I say thanks to a lot of comments and stuff like that. I try to respond to as many comments as I can. I can't wait to the point where there's just too many comments to respond to. But, yeah, just respond to a lot of comments and engage in the community when I can. And I don't know what more can I do to engage the community. Like, the majority of the Smite games are being played with the community. Only once in a while is it me on my own. Usually it's the Conquest because I gotta get them done. And if I'm on a losing streak, I don't want to bring anyone down with me, so I'll just play on my own for a bit. But, I'm everywhere in this. Basically, it's important to engage your community and talk with them and stuff, and I think we do a pretty good job of that, but I'm trying to think, what can we do more? I don't know what more can we do, honestly, that's the question. I know we could do, like, big multiplayer game things again, here and there, but I don't I don't know. It's always a mixed bag with that. When we tried doing PlanetSide, not enough people had strong enough potatoes to play that, so it was only like 3 or 4 of us playing it, which is unfortunate. Maybe there's a lower level game that we could play. I don't know. Happy Wars isn't working for me. Like, it just doesn't want to play, so I can't do that. We did, what do you call it? Roman the Mad God, we had 10 people for that, but it does wear thin pretty quick. I think I gotta find another game that we can play as a group, or if some people can suggest another game we can play as a group, we can do that as well. Yeah, if anyone knows any games that we can play as a big group again, we'll do a stream for that. That'd be kind of fun there. But not everyone shows up. Not everyone's willing to be out in the open, of course. So that's why we usually see maybe a small number of people, despite whatever the size of the chat and stuff and viewers is. Not everyone's able to play either. Some people are at work and stuff. But I don't know. Should do another big group thing, just don't know what. And at some point we should probably do more giveaways so we can get more people to look at it and see if they want to stick around. Bring in, just try to bring in new blood every once in a while. Because you never know. I don't know where I'm going with that thought. Forget that thought. One last note is, the community can be very revitalizing, or just inspiring in a way. Like, what was it, a while back we did the whole depression thing, and just hearing things from other people was very interesting and really changed perspective on the channel. Yesterday or the day before, I can't remember what day it was at this point, someone said that I'm the reason why they're going to make content for YouTube. I'm like, well, that's great. I'm happy that I'm inspiring someone to do that, and I hope they do well. It's not going to be perfect from the start, no way, it takes a while to get good at it, but I'm glad I'm inspiring people to make content themselves, and hopefully they make something good out of it. And even if they don't, I'm happy that they tried. And it's always good to see more people make content. It's just good to see people make things. Making is great. So I'm happy with that. And it's inspiring, just makes me want to do better with my own stuff. So we'll see about that. I was very all over the place with this one. And it's actually not as short as I thought it might be. And I'm very rambly, and that's me being me. There's different levels of people on YouTube. There's people who are very connected, they share a lot about them, and I've shared quite a bit about me, and there's people who don't share much at all. There's people who are mysteries. There's a lot of different people who make content, and I put all the content right at my heart. You know that for sure, and you see that. And that's why these vlogs are just a different beast, because they're just a lot of reflection, and just a lot of just talking about things. And because of that, they could be a downright kind of a mess to me a bit, I guess, but that's just because who I am. I'm a mess. I am not a very clean person at all, am I? And, yeah, these vlogs are a good way to de-stress, to rant, to get emotions out, though. They're very helpful in that way, so that's why I'm glad we do them, and it allows some connection and understanding of who and what I am. And I think it just brings a personal touch to things. That's it. That is the vlog right there. This is a very different vlog in a way. Well, every vlog's different, I guess. They're all different, except for the fact they're all very rambly, and they're just about the state of things at the moment. And we'll see how things go going forward, but I still think we're improving pretty well. There's always room for improvement, obviously, and we'll get better and better as we go. I think because of school, we're being a bit slower in our progression because we have school to deal with, so we're not able to focus the craft as much. But we're still improving for sure. And I gotta work on improving even more, because I know I could do better. It's simple as that, and I gotta keep working at it. But for now, that is the vlog, and we'll see if there's gonna be a patch or showcase whatever Friday. And thank you to Jinx, thank you to everyone watching and listening. Thanks to the comments, likes, dislikes, thanks for everything. Just thanks. Hopefully y'all are sharing as well. Really helps out. Just thank you for everything, everybody. And there you go, that is the vlog. I had fun with watching. That's just all about it, having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time. Also, thanks for listening. And, yeah, I think the game's almost over. Either way, I'm awesome and Buck. Bye!
Good game.